Welcome to episode 9 of Three Dudes Brews. Three Dudes Brews is our liquid journey. When I say our liquid journey, in my liquid journey, it not only gives me the opportunity to further love and appreciate the beers that I already love and appreciate, but gives me a new perspective of beers that I've never had before, and it gives me a new introduced me to new styles in the last year or so. We haven't been doing this for quite a year yet, but in the last almost a year, it's given me new perspectives, and it's helped me to drink and appreciate beers that I wouldn't have appreciated in the past. So I welcome you aboard this journey. It's also been it gives us an opportunity to explore different breweries around the area in a celebration of the amazing people and the amazing things that they bring to us. My name is Buddy Thayer, and I'd like to welcome you to join us, like I just said already, and joining us on this journey from the foothills of Mount Olympus, the master of the mead, the Greekest man I know, across this thing early down there at the end.
How's everybody doing? And to my left here, we have none other than the infamous Dr. Ed Patnod.
How you doing, everybody? Ed Patnod. And as you can tell, we've been doing this for almost a year now, and Buddy's monologues have not gotten short.
Not at all.
Not at all.
They've gotten a little bit more.
They may have been a little bit. So anyway, so today we are here at Crafted Hope with Kyle, the awesome owner there, man of the hour. So let's start off with, where the hell are you?
Wait.
Besides sitting at the table.
Yeah, I was going to say
here. That's a loaded question. I knew he was going to do that. Here. So
how deep do you want to go?
Let's
So my name's Kyle Toste. I'm not Toss, not, all things that I've been busted all my life. Toasted true roll.
Why I didn't say your last name?
I figured that, so that's why I'm putting it out there. So for me personally, as most of you guys know, this was Linesider Brewing before here. I was the assistant brewer there for about 3 to 4 years under Jeremy Ruff. Learned a lot, made some good beers, and did a lot of the marketing, did all that stuff. So I've seen all the aspects of running the business. And when he approached me about selling, and I went home that night, told my wife, and she's like, "Oh yeah, that sucks." And then that next week we talked about it, and he said, "If you're interested," I said, "I might be. This is a long-term goal of mine at some point." So
I stepped inching the wife.
Yeah.
You gotta ease them into these.
So that night I go home, and she literally said to me, she said, "You're stupid if you don't do it." So I was like,
"Green light."
Yep. So that was around Christmas weekend. My sister and brother-in-law came up, and I was telling them about it. We went over to Crick Point, had a beer, and by the time we got over to Moniker, they were interested in Park and Rec. We bought the damn place, and now here we are. We closed the deal last August. Sorry. Everything's turnkey, so that was major help in the whole situation. So we remodeled. My brother-in-law Josh Allard, he's amazing carpenter, amazing just worker in his own right. He probably did 95% of the remodel in here.
It did.
The painting was me, so
there'll be some B-roll. I gotta bring this in real quick because I remember how much Josh was like about ready to kill somebody over by the bar. There's this hatch work, and let me tell you, I remember he came in and he was just
we had a lot of leftover. You see,
he was cursing it like a couple different ways.
That's about 10 to 15 whiskey barrels chopped up in herringbone pattern that he lined up perfectly everything along the way. Mike OCD appreciate. Yes. But yeah, so then come November, we're trying to open for Veterans Day weekend because that's close to me. My wife's in the military. I have a lot of connections there, and I was trying to make that our anniversary weekend because I like doing big events for that. As you might have heard, we had a fire, so that kind of delayed a little couple things, and we end up being Black Friday weekend, which was the same anniversary weekend as Linesider, but it's kind of bittersweet in a moment because it's like a new start from that. And we've been rocking for about 5 months now.
What is the actual physical location, like your address here?
This is 1485 South County Trail, East Grand Rhode Island. Our mailing address. So our technical mailing suite is 201, even though we have technically 3 suites in here.
So a little disclaimer. We know Kyle. So if this one's a little bit more goofy than usual, that's kind of why we're gonna have some fun today. So, but I mean, yeah, it's great. I still can't believe it's already been. You guys closed in August, and it's already but like you said, it's been 5 months already. So I gotta ask you though, when the fire happened, the fire alarm, you talked about boxing it up and hanging it up on the wall. Where is it? The sprinkler head and the fire alarm.
Yeah, so I missed the timing. So by the time I finally got around to it. It didn't really have that appeal to it anymore. So come the fire's 1 year anniversary, there might be some special stuff.
I'll say, it may be an office hanger or something.
Yeah. There might be some smoked beers and
Nice.
You started on the line cider and you were working on a garage.
Correct. So actually my first job was technically at Newport Craft.
Oh yeah.
So please tell us. Give us
the whole history. Yeah, I've heard that. So another thing that I worked at a garden center up the street, Wildwood Nurseries. Great place, great people. I worked there for about 7 years. Eventually worked myself up to like operations manager. Did deliveries, did a lot of sales there and stuff. But I loved it, but it just wasn't. I've never had that career job that I knew I loved and loved doing. So. Again, my wife told me, going back in school. So Johnson & Wales does a 1-year program, which is great. Jennifer Pereira runs that. It's a phenomenal program. It's called Craft Beer Professional Program. It's kind of set you up to be more like a judge, but it also gives you the background of beer, styles of beer, procedures of beer. And at the end of it, the best part is you get to do shadow days. So you get to kind of see the whole process. You get to learn to feel.
Yes.
So I did that whole program. At the end of it, I actually shadow line cider one day. So I got to meet Jeremy first. I was 10 minutes away. That was the closest brewer to my house. So kind of had my foot in the door there. But then, Newport Craft had a opening. So I was packaging, like cellaring, stuff like that for about 3 days a week, kind of doing part-time with my other job. Learning under Derek Luke, who's, one of the OGs in the state, great guy, super smart, great brewer over at Ragged Island now. Still talk to him to this day, still hypes him up. It's a great connection to have. So I did that for about 3 months. I had just had my first kid, my son Everett. So going to Newport every day was kind of a big thing for me. So I was like, I kind of want to be closer to home. So I texted Jeremy over here and I said, can I come volunteer a couple days a week? And he's like, yeah. And then after 2 weeks, he's like, I'll get you on a payroll. So I started part-time there. And then eventually he's like, when you're ready to go full-time, I said, okay. So I think that September, I ended up leaving my other job, came here and
just kind of walked in and never left.
Yep. Just kind of got my foot in the door. Perfect opportunities just arose and everything lined up.
That's awesome. I mean, you start from the ground floor and literally, accelerating and stuff like that. And then just kind of working your way up. And now here you are. You got your own place.
And that's what I
dream.
Yeah. I've just actually had a Johnson & Wales student in here. I've talked to other ones at beer fests and stuff, and they asked me, what's your advice? I said, just get your foot in the door. It'll happen. It will happen. You might not own your own, but you're going to work your way up to brewer or whatever you want. So, just
not everybody may want their own though either.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a headache. Yeah,
Let me ask. So, Johnson Wales made you that judge. You that ability to be able to taste and whatnot. Before your experience there, and where you're at now, what was your favorite beers? What were you passionate about?
I've always been a fan of the lighter, maltier styles. I love a red ale. I love a brown ale.
You're speaking my language.
My education didn't change that at all?
No. That's just always kind of been my go-to. I'll go for a good IPA. I'll try a nice sour. When I first started drinking craft beer, I was a big stout and porter head. But yeah, I kind of worked into the traditional styles, but I like a little bit of maltiness in them. So the English bitters, stuff like that. That's my go-to.
Yeah. It's funny too. You brought up the brown ale because we were just talking about that during the last call this past Thursday. We were talking about those unsung heroes, the ones that go overlooked or underappreciated. And brown ales, I think, were one of them. Yeah, I know I know you like brown ale.
I think that was mine because I've only seen brown ale I think in Maine or once at a brewery.
Yeah,
it was so rare.
There's so many different ones out there that it's like, for the love of God, they don't all have to be New England IPAs. Okay. And that's the great thing that you're embracing is that, yes, you have the old standbys that everybody comes in, they want, you get those people that only want IPAs. That's all they drink. Exactly. That's all they'll drink. They won't touch anything else. And then you've got others like, I'm kind of coming around, where, I wasn't drinking as many IPAs in the past, and now I've kind of come circle again, but
Embracing it.
I'm embracing the dank, the funk. The dark side of
Goodness
things.
Yeah, I mean, there's always new hops coming out and stuff too that are fun to taste and try out. And
got to play with things, keep experimenting. So,
but like different, like I mentioned in the beginning, like different styles that I learned to appreciate. Like before I went to Anglo Trade a few months ago, I would have never drank a Pilsner. I would have never even ordered it. Never. It's like, well, why do I not like beer? But then Jonathan mentioned like that popcorn taste. I'm like, oh. No, and now every time I go to brewery, I gotta try the Pilsner and see if it. So it gives you kind of like it's giving me an appreciation for these different beers that I wouldn't normally have ordered.
Yeah, and I feel like that's kind of where the market's kind of heading back to, in a sense that people have been going craft beer a long time, been going back to those lagers, Pilsners, different styles.
Don't get me wrong. I order IPAs. If I go to a brewery that they have an IPA, especially a double, that's going to be my first beer. But I do expand beyond that as I'm drinking a sour now.
I think if you can pull off a good Pilsner, there's hope. Hope for everything else. So, if you could do that, great. I've had some real good ones. Lops had a real good one that I liked.
Yeah.
Then there's the PVD pills is always good. I like that.
That's a good
from Monlid. That's good. But that's going back to you were saying before, how you still have the relationship with some of the folks. You think the community in Rhode Island is really, really tight knit in Southern Mass and all that?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, constantly, we have email threads for the guild and stuff. And I mean, more times than none, you go on there and be like, hey, I need 11 pounds of citric today. Like, can someone help me out until I get a new batch? I'll repay it. And some immediately. Yeah.
Nice.
Someone just reaching out for a pump last week or a couple weeks ago. And I was like, oh, shit, I think I have an extra one in the back. Like, it wasn't powerful enough, but at least you have those things kind of laying around because it's a brewery, mechanics, and we go through parts and stuff like that. And
so you guys are supporting each other.
Oh, absolutely. And exactly. I mean, we all have that natural competition. Obviously, it's business. But I for the most part, I tell people all the time because people be like, "Oh, I just went there. I don't want to tell you." I'm like, "No, go ahead." I want people to go to Tilted Barn and come here because I think it pushes everybody. Yeah. And I mean, for me personally, if I go on vacation or I'm out for the day, and I know I'm going to breweries, I'm going to 3 or 4. So we look for certain areas. And I think a lot of people on a weekend will do that. They'll go to 3 or 4 spots. So it's like you kind of want them to hit your area because then you can bounce around, and everyone has their own unique style. So you're going to try those different things.
And that's what we did during the month of March at Big Lebrewski was we.
Wait, let me explain something to you. I am not Mr. Lebowski. You're Mr. Lebowski. I'm the dude. So that's what you call me, that or his dudeness or duder or, El Duderino if you're not into the whole brevity thing.
Kind of broke it down by region.
Yeah.
So, okay, we're going to be, up here. So we're going to, hit these 3, 4 today, next part of the state and, so on and so forth.
Northern,
yeah.
South County, doing downtown Providence, East Bay, breaking it all down. So
that Rhode Island mentality.
Yeah.
Well, it's a big state, man.
Go to Vermont, you go on 45 minutes to get to one.
Well, that's the thing.
I've been there.
Breweries around here are so close that, you go in and you have 2, then the next one you have another 6. Now you've got 60 beers.
That's a line. Yeah. But there's someone like me who has 4 at every one. Oh my God.
I know.
I'm lucky to have a designated driver.
They're all good though. And that's, I think that healthy competition is great. Like you said, it is a business. Everybody's trying to, everybody's vying for that dollar for that, the regular to come in. Well, I think it helps push each other. I think it, correct me if I'm wrong. I think it really does. It helps everybody else kind of step up their game a bit, and over time, I think naturally the weaker gazelle are going to get eaten by the lions in a bit. So
I think that would be, I think that's not necessarily with brewers competing with each other. I think it's got to do more with your product. If you're like, you guys might all be friends, with every other brewer, if that brewer is not.
Well, and I mean the way you run the business and stuff too. It kind of
advertising, of course.
Yeah, and that's what I mean was stepping up the game with everybody. I think that's where it's going to start weeding out the weaker ones, because it's going to show if you're putting on a poor product. There's no hiding behind a bad beer.
Well, we've talked about that before when we talked about COVID. How it kind of sent the herd.
Yeah,
there were people that just didn't make it. But that's just part of the business. But the fact that you guys all support each other in that way is great.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Try to undercut each other.
And another way you guys celebrate the communal side of it a little bit more. You do a lot of collabs. A lot of different breweries do collabs. You guys had something recently here with somebody?
So we did a collab with Lops Brewing, Woonsocket. So Sarah that works there, she kind of wears all the hats there too. She does bars, she does brewing, she does all that. She did the Johnson Wales class the same exact year I did. So we graduated that program together. So we kind of got our starts the same time, and we always talked about we want to do this at some point. I mean, now I'm the owner here and I have more time to do that, more freedom to do that. We talked about it at, the last guild meeting, the annual guild meeting in January and before that. And we just said, yeah, let's do it. So we did our 29. So we have a couple of beers in our series. We have 37 apart and 48 long. So state is 37 miles apart and it's 48 miles long.
Yep.
A lot of people ask that question. It's a little confusing if you don't know what we're talking about, but 37 Y is our staple New England IPA, 48 long is our black IPA. So when we did a collab, we did 29 apart because we're 29 miles apart. Driving distance, not walking distance, but 24 and a half apart didn't sound as well.
Right.
But yeah, so we did a white stout because it's kind of unique. Sarah and I are unique.
Love white stout.
Yeah, and we did try flavoring with it to enhance that coffee flavor and bring that out. And it's great beer. It was a small batch, very limited, but it sold well. People loved it. And, great food.
So let's come back to the name, Crafted Hope.
Yeah,
I get it. I want to get your take.
Yeah.
So where did it come from?
I mean, so I partnered with my sister and my brother-in-law and my best friend of 30 years.
So you are the president and
I'm the majority of partner. Yep. But I have I have 3 other partners, and then my wife's out in Florida. She's a channel partner. But yes, I mean, we've been going to breweries for years, and my sister and my brother-in-law, well, he's originally from Vermont. She moved up to Vermont after college, so she's been there for a long time. And now they're back in Charleston, South Carolina. But so we were throwing out ideas. We didn't really have uniquely that one thing that ties us together, except for kind of Rhode Island, like me, my sister, and my buddy, and then my brother-in-law coming here too. So we started throwing out round themes, and hope is obviously the state motto and a big message of the state. And, one thing that we truly believe in is just having hope. So that's where obviously that comes from. The crafted part is, we're trying to project our craft beer. It's kind of throwing that all together. So, our love for craft beer and, the love for the state, hope, just having hope every day of, making good product and making a change and having a great community here. And that's awesome. Put it all together.
Yeah. Like I said, I saw the hope and I'm like, yep, I got it. I think I could tie it together, but I wanted to hear, what your meaning behind.
Yeah. I mean, some breweries have Rhode Island monikers to them. Like Cricket Current and other ones. And, so it's just we wanted to not be the first Rhode Island brewery, but, really
Embrace it.
pay homage.
Yeah, for sure.
Because, this is our community because as you guys are saying, Rhode Islanders, you split your days into different regions of the state. So it's not many Rhode Islanders are going outside of Rhode Island to be realistic and, let's embrace that, bring that together.
Now, for those folks that aren't from the area and you're watching this, Rhode Islanders have this thing. If it's more than a 20-minute drive, it's considered a commute. Nice pack of lunch. And if it's if you're going from, Providence down to the beaches, Narragansett or whatever, that's a haul. You know, you're making a day.
35 minutes.
Take a nap.
Yeah, you're making a day of it. You're not going down for like a half an hour and coming back. No, you're going to be there all day. You're not leaving. You know, so you'll find lunch down there, whether you want it or not. You'll find dinner down there if you have to. You know, so I've been there before though, where it's like a 45-minute drive to civilization.
I'll stay home today.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I got to run to Walmart. It's going to take me almost an hour. Okay,
Ace could need rain gear, snow gear, and a bathing suit.
all the same. A lot of the same day. I mean, look at it. The other day we went with 64, 68, something like that.
Yeah,
We
70.
went down to like, you know,
It snowed last Saturday.
It was
and it's going to be 70.
I'm telling you don't like the weather out here. Just wait a
But
minute.
that's good. Newport Beer Fest needed a good day. We haven't had one in a couple of years.
There you go. That's going to be the 7 days.
Well,
This year, beautiful day.
yep. So, you know, you guys, great logo, everything. I think it's been perfect. I mean, the whole thing. You guys, every aspect that I see it in, whether it's the cans, the glasses, everything that you guys have done is just it's perfect. It's spot on.
You know, my favorite part about this brewery is, and I do it every time I come here, is that they have that send a little hole.
You
You can buy a beer,
give a glass of hook
for somebody else. Which I do it every time I'm here. But it's awesome. I can usually find my name on there somewhere at any given point.
Someone
It's
knows.
awesome.
If not, he's like, hey, I'm a nurse today. That's me.
I played one on TV.
I played one on TV, but I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night.
Yeah, I took so much blood pressure today. Come on, give me a beer.
So it's just old, but I mean, you know, who cares? So, but
You know, this
you beat me to that, buddy, because I was going to bring that up afterward.
It's a great communal point. You know, other people in the beer community buy him, like Mark Ambrose. I'll buy him a beer almost every time I hit. Cheers, Mark. Like various people I know in the National Guard. Yeah, buy them a beer too. Cheers, guys. It's just it's a nice thing to do, and it's gives me another reason to want to come down here.
Yeah.
So, what made you think of that one?
That was my sister Carrie. That was all her idea. She's seen it.
Fantastic idea.
She's seen it down south. I've seen it like on like Instagram or something at other places, but that was her big thing. I mean, from day one, she's like, "This is what I want to do. This is what I want to do." I said, "That's a fantastic idea." But he said, "Our board's full. I mean, people are always buying beers."
There's nothing like that around here.
Yeah.
And
No.
No.
It's funny though. I've always got this. Anytime I come in, I'm like, oh yeah, they've got one up there for, you know, vets or, you know, military veterans and stuff like that. And I'm like, I feel guilty asking for it, so I'm just going to pay for mine.
Well, that's what a lot of people
I leave it up, you know, and I'll throw. I think the last time my wife and I were here, we did the same thing. We did, you know, we threw some for some veterans, some active duty, and the military spouses, because a lot of times, you know, they get overlooked.
But yeah, no, that's honestly what ends up happening. Why it's so full is because people will take theirs, but then they want to pay it forward.
Yeah.
It just continues that whole message, and it's great. I mean, it's nice to have it. It's getting a little full. I'm like, so I keep saying at some point I might wipe it clean and I'm going to donate the money to a charity or something, because it's like, guys are like really nice. Like,
but someone here.
or get another board or something. But yeah, I mean, you guys mentioned military. Like I said, my wife's in. I don't know if I said it, but my wife's in the military too. She's in National Guard, and right up the street is Fogarty. So I mean, that's a huge National Guard presence. A lot of her friends will come in here. I love that community. Great people.
great guys.
Yep. Yeah, I know you know a lot of them. So yeah, I mean, we will have to pay it forward in that aspect too, and first responders, all that.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's like every category of person up there. I mean, if you wanted to live one, to not live one, if you wanted to leave one for like, you know, the guy that comes in who's got 4 toes and no right arm, I'm sure it's probably on the board. So if you fit that description,
We will check.
you know, yes, I would definitely insist.
Although there was a male stripper up there, and it was gone the next week. So I wonder if there was proof.
Buddy, was that you?
Take your passion and make it happen. Pictures come alive, you can dance right through your life.
Might have been.
I think it might have been Buddy. He's like, well, I did take my shirt off. So,
I have stipple ball.
Oh yeah, they started this different, and then
yeah, please.
Just take it.
We just leave it at that.
yeah, there's cancer.
He was right there with this, you know, he's got the stool and he's like, oh, rain dancing.
So you were mentioning your sister,
Yes.
and I just recently saw somewhere that you guys both attended Rhode Island College, right? And they were, I don't remember where it was, but it was in the media.
Yep.
That you guys both went to college the same time and graduated, and they were recognizing the two of you.
Yeah. So we both graduated Rhode Island College in 2010. She had graduated high school 2 years ahead of me, but she did the nursing program, so that took her a little longer. So it just kind of matched up our timing. We both graduated in May 2010. Yeah, they had reached out and said, like, we'd love to feature in a story of, like, two siblings starting a business. So they came out, interviewed us, and it just so happened that National Siblings Day was coming up on April 10th.
Bam.
So the guy's like, yeah, I'm releasing the story on National. I was like, perfect.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, so it was great. It was great school. I went there for management and kind of learned all aspects of business, marketing, all that. And I mean, over the years, I've had the different hats, and now they collectively came together, and it set me up to be where I am today.
Parking sucks.
100%.
Oh my God. Well, and they've got a lot of construction going on right now too, so that's not helping them call it. Dude, parking sucked 20 years ago.
Well, it always is. If you didn't have an 8 a.m. class, you're screwed.
Because let's just stay 3
days of your class.
You got the dorms on one side, and then you got all your buildings on the other side, and parking. Anyway, but they are finally getting some love. They're getting some money, some new buildings, some sponsors. They've got a lot of nice stuff coming in there. I saw, what was it? They had, I don't know how many of those like stock ticker computers. You know what ones I'm talking about? Like, they're like, this is all this computer does is looks at financial data and analysis all day. They have like a whole room set up for that. It's fantastic. So I'm just, I'm glad to see they're getting something love. Because I mean, I grew up a couple blocks away from, like, I went to high school right next door, and then, I lived, probably 10 minutes away. So that's nice. But it's great to see you guys getting some love there for that. I mean, it was a great photo.
Well, you also had a write up in the Boston Globe.
Yeah. So one of the writers who does kind of like the Rhode Island scene, she reached out. She wanted to do a spot on us for opening and all that. And she had done something online to her too. So I kind of talked to her before too. So it's like she found out I was opening it. Like, yeah, we love to put your name out there. And
you guys are getting plenty of press coverage. You got Boston Globe. You got what? Channel 10, you've got article on Rick. So,
how big is your bribe fund? Is that what it is? I mean, you guys are like,
I can't tell you that.
Heal up on the board.
It's on the board. It's bribery.
A couple more double on this.
It's right there. News reporter. Look at that. You get one free cake with every article. So that's awesome. Seriously though, it's good to see folks get recognized in the area, and especially small business. We always promote everybody's small business, which is why we do this, because we're trying to get the word out for everybody. We've said it so many times.
Yeah, you guys have been coming here for a long time, and I love what you guys are doing and appreciate it.
And we appreciate the time that you guys took out of your busy opening to do a collaboration with three dudes. If you guys were here when
there'll be photos. You'll see.
Yeah, will be photos. If you guys were here for the opening and for the month of November, December, January, we had the three dudes in a brew chocolate caramel porter.
Yeah, right. When we say handcrafted, we mean handcrafted.
We ain't no fakers. We used to bake.
Perfect. Beautiful. Thank you. Don't hurt yourself, Ed. It's heavy.
Don't screw this up, Ed. Fate of the world depends upon it.
Don't drop any chocolate.
Today, Junior.
Hey, you told me slow, motherfucker.
No chocolate was hurt in the making of this porter.
which was Chef's Kiss or whatever.
That was funny as hell. It was beautiful.
It was so damn good. It was great to make it. It was great. This experiment was great.
You kidding me? The three of us were like a kid in a candy store.
Yeah,
Literally had
we did. Yeah.
it was like Wonka. It was dream come true.
So what are we gonna do next? I was.
You get a candy bar. You get a thing.
I think there's room for a club every year.
You had like puzzle time.
Yeah.
Then we sat there and unwrapped like a zillion freaking chocolate bars and everything else. But it was great though. But then so fortunately you weren't here the day that we were trying to hash things out. Work figure. So Buddy and I came in. It was you, me, Kyle, Josh. Kerry was here.
Bar wasn't here. None of this was here.
I think Ryan was here too.
Ryan, Mitch came through later on.
My parents stopped by.
It was Pirates, met both Pirates.
The whole family.
But it was hilarious though, because all of a sudden we were kicking ideas around, and then all of a sudden that one came up, and we all went, "Aha, yep,
That's it.
done." I think it took like 5 minutes.
Yeah, they said that was
Halloween candy. Yep.
It's cool.
Great.
You guys came here, and your whole entire family.
Yeah.
They're all huge. Every time we've been here, at least one family member has been here. The
Huge supporters. They've been huge.
yes, your family has been huge supporters of your work. And there's not. I don't think, like I said, I don't think there's been a time that we've been here and you haven't had a family member here.
Yeah.
And they've been here supporting you since day one, which I think is great.
Yeah, even behind the scenes, I mean, offering help all the time, and like I said, just stopping in and checking up and
Pouring beers.
Making sure you haven't gone and seen yet.
yeah, that's the main point. Yeah.
Breeze.
But yeah, no, they've been great. My mom's reached out a million times. Been great. My dad's helped out with some mechanical stuff or whatever around here. Friends coming in, friends that have offered. There's been a lot of love support, and that's been the greatest thing to come out of this is just seeing how many people were like so eager just to see me happy, see us happy, and that felt amazing. Thank you.
I mean, it's
It's successful.
Yes.
and that's what and we should be trying to list everybody up instead of putting people down. I know some folks out there that they aren't happy unless everybody around them is miserable. They thrive on that. If everybody else is exactly, but it's like if everybody else is upset, they're in their glory. They love it, and they're having a great time. And to me, that's the way to live. But you guys, you'll see some photos thrown in throughout this, but the space, if you were here when it was Linesiders and you come back now, you're not going to recognize it.
right. No, the bar alone.
Got to recognize it. All I got to say. So the space, I think, is absolutely fantastic. You guys have tied in, the Rhode Island themes everywhere. And I mean, I got to say though, that the captain's wheel, when did that get up there?
So we've actually had that since Linesider, and it was just sitting in storage and never had a place for it. And I was like, this is perfect. This needs to go up. So one of our bartenders, Casey, who worked at Linesider, amazing worker, amazing person. She had brought it in, and then, I was like, I'm putting this up for you. Pick a spot. And one day we're just like, we had 7 spots. So so finally we just it worked perfectly over there.
It looks good there.
We were thinking about making it spin and all that, but it would.
No, you know what's going to happen if you do that, kid? Exactly. As soon as they realize it spins, forget it.
It's only fallen once.
It's game over. Nah, it looks good there.
Yeah.
Look at this.
I'm going to Beer Town.
We talked about it before too. You guys, you have the social media tickers up there, and I think that's absolutely epic. And it was a cool thing, before you guys opened, we came in and you guys already had like a few hundred folks on both sides of it already before you even opened.
Right.
So it's great though. But I mean, everything. You got your little water station over there, which I love the nod.
That's important. The another sign of communal here is over there in the corner, the Rhode Island map. It shows all the different breweries around Rhode Island. I think it's great. It's just it's not just about here.
Yeah.
It's about the entire.
I've always wanted to do that even back in the Linesider days. Not necessarily at Linesider, but when I eventually, hopefully, owned my own place. I mean, even after Linesider, that kind of rich time, the 6 months or a year, whatever it was, I was helping out a lot with the Brewers Guild. I've become good friends with Neil as well, the president.
Oh, good guy. Good guy. We had a chance to meet him.
I helped out. Like I was working the Brewers Guild table last year in Newport. Now my owner place at it. But yeah, no, like I said, I've always been friendly with the other brewers. They've welcomed me with open arms. We've had many conversations. So it's like, exactly. It's not just about me because
Do you feel it's like a
yeah, like we all make each other successful. Like I was saying, like if you're around each other, we all help each other out. But I've bought hops off Tilted Barn many times. I've, reached out to other people many times. It's a business, but it doesn't feel like a business. It's off. And I want that to show. Yeah, I want that to show. I want them to be reflected too. Like so many people stop and stare at that thing. Like, oh, this is awesome. Like, oh, it's some show. Yeah.
Well, how many people don't realize how many breweries we have around here either?
That's
so I'm sure that comes as a shock too. They see that happen and they're like,
oh yeah, yeah, we're almost at 40.
they're like, God, kidding me? I don't know all these places, you know, and I mean, everybody I think has something different to offer. Everybody's got good beer.
Mm-hmm.
I very rarely have I ever gone into a place anywhere across the state where I've taken a sip and I'm like, nope, I can't finish that.
Well, I mean, it's like going to a restaurant. You can get chicken parm from 3 places, but it's going to be different where you go.
Exactly. So that brings me to a good point. Chicken parm. Exactly. Gotta eat. I'm
not making that chicken parm beer.
So,
the next collaboration?
and did you have the pizza strip vodka?
I have not.
So Isco, have you heard of it?
I finished.
I've tasted it, and it's no joke, like a pizza strip. In
Who makes it?
Isco distilling down in they were in Providence. They're in Providence. Yeah. But anyway, so off the chicken palm topic. Now that he's like completely for a loop, and I'm like, what the hell was I talking about, Kyle?
Stop.
What was I talking about?
Chicken parm. Yeah, I'm not dead. But I have just how people make the same thing, but
Yeah. So
You distracted.
I did. He did. He's down thinking chicken palm. So
Yeah, it's gone.
we'll come back.
thanks, Kyle. After 48 hours, Darren. Yeah.
Speaking of hops, you guys do something different with your hops, right? Because I saw a story, I don't remember where, but you guys are all over all the social media platforms. And you guys donate your hops to feeding a farm animals? Is that
Not the hops necessarily. Those are side streams. Yeah, the spent greens, which most breweries do. We work with Emma Acres up in Exeter, right near down the street from Tilted Barn. Also known as New England Dairy. But yeah, after a batch, we'll scoop the green buckets, throw it in my truck, bring it down there, and they just had 3 baby cows. So it's cute to see. One day I just pulled in, I was like, but they stay in the back. Mother's protecting us too.
That picture was one of my hints for the Mark Ambrose bingo. Was it would come in here? Was guy in front of the cows?
The cows.
That was
Nice.
Like, ooh, that'd be a good one.
Let me tell you, the smell of spent grain is heavenly.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Oh God, so good.
Yeah.
Just
They love it too. As soon as they see my truck now,
did we eat some that day when we came in and did the collaboration with these guys? Did we eat some of that spent grain? I think we may have, because I think I might have.
yeah, I've done the dog treat with it. Yeah, it's good stuff.
At dog treats. We've been there. We've tasted our share of dog treats lately. It's been a while. I don't know. I'm kind of getting that itch.
Black Pond was the last time we had a dog.
Black Palm, yeah. Which
Pretty
you
good.
did join in with us on that.
I dipped it. Yeah, it was good dipped. I'll say that.
Well, it needed some moisture also. I remember what the hell I was going to say before you threw me off with the chicken palm. So, don't you start. Regional beers in the state. You think anybody kind of has anybody thought of doing a style for South County, for Northern Rhode Island? Is anybody? I don't know anybody that does that. I mean, I don't know.
I guess
It's just an idea. I mean,
oyster stouts and
that's exactly what Cannon Mountain is.
listen, oyster stouts.
Oyster.
Have you had an oyster stout?
I have.
No.
Yeah, I know. I have
up north you could do a diamond weight temple.
Oh yeah, there you go.
one salt.
Flops get on it.
That might work. Just Buttonwoods has the free all the way. But
Does
it tastes like hot.
Yeah, I'm not sorry.
Gansett.
Yes.
Yeah, then it's
Yeah. So I guess that would probably be the closest.
Yeah, I would say Gans's done they do the Dells, they do the Phil's route. They've done the Alley's Donuts. So yeah,
weenies. I don't know how you could make that into a beer.
No, let's please not.
You throw some meat sauce and some.
That'd be horrible. That is awful. Acid bomb in my chest.
Oh, that can't.
That make me sick forever.
I tell you what, we'll throw the buns in the mash and then that'll be it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get the bread, the steamed bread flavor.
Real great time.
Right?
Yeah.
He's offering, Kyle.
Yeah.
We get charged.
Put him in the back for a few hours. Just let him
Stick your head over the
just let him stick his already there. Oh, yeah, no, a hot wiener beer would not work. I don't even want to think of the smell that would come out of that can after you opened it up. No, it wouldn't. It was
stuffy beers.
yeah, well,
With the breading and
cut that little bit of pepper. that might work.
So, should we talk about these guys or should we talk about?
I'm only going there first. This is usually the last.
Yeah.
I'm not decided on this yet, so
I'm having difficulty with these two here.
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, he's kind of yeah.
I think the second one is the only one I actually know, and the rest of them, I could be completely wrong, so I have no idea. I'd like some more time to.
Listen, if anybody's going to screw it up, it's going to be this guy. He never fails. I'm like, oh yeah, I got this, and then I'm like, yeah, no, not even close.
Right?
Well, because as soon as you get one wrong, folks, you're hosed. You get one wrong, you got two wrong off the bat. Now there's no hope. There is no.
There's no hope. Yeah.
I see what you did.
All right. So speaking of hope, what do we have in front of us here?
So this coming up this weekend, as my people might know, is April 20th, 420.
What is this 420 you speak of?
That all the time.
So it's my credit score. No, right.
It is now. I'm opening this place, right?
So as you guys would know, I'm not going to go into detail. But that's always been kind of thing. Like, I love doing things for certain times of the year, certain and like holidays, whatever.
So this is your Easter beer.
Yes, my Easter beer. It's 100% my Easter beer.
He said it. I did.
So this will be our new beer coming out this weekend. Probably actually tomorrow, Friday. Keeping with the hope theme, we're going to call it High Hopes. So super dank, super resiny. We use Southern Sublime hops, which ties into dank and resiny. I'm going to use Sticky Fingers hops, which is
Nice.
I love the name.
so from a blend. Yep. So I apologize to the hop farm, but I forget the name in Michigan. They make their own blend. It's like 14 different hops blended, but it gives another super dank, resiny, really kind of thing. And then there's some hemp hearts, which is like the seed. I mean, the heart of the seed, which, so brewing with hemp, you can't obviously have any traces of anything in it. So that's like the most minimal of the minimal of the minimal. So it gets kind of like a grainy, nutty feel, but also kind of helps replicate that cannabis flavor in a sense, which is what people would expect out of this beer. But so we did a session IPA, New England IPA at 4.20%. Ooh. What's the beer? Yes. So
Really,
it's
the ABV on there is
4.2.
Oh,
yeah.
Awesome.
And I know Proclamation did the same thing last year with their they did a collab with Villain Car Crew, who does car shows. They did a smoke tire IPA or something like the same thing, 4.2%. Yeah, so it's just a play on the time of year and just something different. And so this is so try that out. It's not fully carbonated yet. It's carbonated now, but it's got enough pep to it that
A little useless trivia for you guys. Do you know where the term 420 starts? Do you know where it came from?
What do you time where
You should
after
know.
school you go and smoke pot?
So
It's like a legend, I think.
yeah. So well,
I've heard Adolf Hitler's birthday too when he's got a negative.
No. I believe it's the time on the clock. I think that's so. What I read and heard over the time was that it was basically this group of people, group of friends, or whatever, and they would find a spot, they would go out and they would meet at exactly 420, and that's they were like, oh, 420, it's time to go outside, and we're gonna partake in some stuff that wasn't very legal then, and anyway, so and they had high hopes that it would catch on.
Sure did. Oh, it sure did. Look.
yeah needs a little more carbonation, but
Yeah.
good flavor. We'll be canning this one. I'm excited about the label.
That is
Fun.
different.
Yeah, it is. It has a different taste.
I haven't tasted anything like that.
Can't say that I have. No.
No, I see what you said though.
I'm still kind of.
We know it's still carbonating, so yeah. But
Yeah, it's a little flavor. Those flavors will pop one.
but that's wow. Yeah, it's good though. But yeah, if you like the funk,
It's fun.
buddy.
Kind of fun.
I'm not gonna start singing. I promise. But yeah, I knew you were gonna start to do it.
So George Clinton Toasty.
Yeah, man. I just got. What do you think, buddy?
I'm tasting something that I recognize. It's not like that.
There's like a cereal flavor almost to it.
Yeah, right. It's got the flavor. I can't place it. It's almost like a vegetable, but I don't. It's very good still, nonetheless. 1.2 is like, oh my god, that's like when I think about like the oncoming season with the summer coming and drinking like much lighter beers. That's a beer that I'm going to shoot for, like a low, like sit on the boat all day and fish and drink beer, or be up all day and drink beers all day, where I'm not going to be like blackout drunk. I'm just going to enjoy the nice, delicious cold beer. That's probably
So if something else is raising your spirits, let's say,
yeah.
at a good 4.20, I mean, you got one thing getting your hopes up, and you got this washing it down, right?
Yeah, for sure, dude. This is nice and easy.
Listen, we're all about the puns here.
Yeah.
I'm a big pun guy. So
My sister and my buddy hate it, but
Almost like spit.
spit.
Like spinach. Wait, almost like spinach.
Like what? He only spit in your glass.
Yeah.
Not ours.
you guys figured it out.
We figured it out.
You can slam.
Oh.
Like spinach, I want to say, but it's a weird taste in beer, obviously. But that's almost like what I'm tasting. I don't know.
Jokes on. Yeah, there's a spinach smoothie.
Oh yeah,
I know what you mean. There's something you
Right.
Yeah, it's
Like,
different.
can't quite put your finger
different.
on.
Right.
Like, I know this flavor, but I just can't say what it is.
right. It's not like the obvious would be weed, but it's not weed. I've had a lot of weed in my mouth before. It's not weed.
Hey, listen, we're not a kids show.
Right. Of course not. And it's just you can't. But it's definitely good nonetheless.
So I gotta ask though, what are your inspiration for some of these? What I mean, is it like come to you like a lightning bolt in the middle of the night? You're sleeping and you wake up, you start writing. I gotta do this, Uncle. He's like, yes. You wake up and you start scribbling shit.
An IPA.
I mean, in the start of it, so my brother-in-law Josh was helping me brewing. He's back down in South Carolina now. But
Bastard.
yeah, great home brewer. That's why he helped out. But yeah, hey Josh, how's the weather down there, bastard? He came up with a lot of like the original stuff. So one of his signature home brews was our honey mango kolsch,
Fantastic.
which is probably one of our top sellers. That's a big beer for especially people that like come in and like, I don't really drink beer, and they taste that and like, oh my god, like it's the same thing with the sour. That sour's been turned to people.
That's how.
We'll come back to that.
Yeah. That's a whole different story.
Yeah, we're gonna come back to that.
Yeah. So I mean, just kind of trying to keep it different and doing styles that people don't do much of. Like we had our 48 long black IPA that people don't do many black IPAs anymore.
I don't think I've had a black eye.
And yeah, that was a huge hit. We went to Rhode Island Beer Fest, and so many people were like, "Thank you for doing this. Thank you for doing this." Like,
Yeah.
that's a great style. Yeah, I mean, Helles lagers. Like people do a lot of traditional lagers, but Helles lager gives that little German taste to it.
I think that's what people are looking for when they do breweries now.
It's something different. Yeah. Well, because they've been to so many. Yeah.
Find an IPA, West Coast, and double, or
Black lagers are good.
but finding things that you've never had before. Like
Yes. Yes. Speaking of black, like our Dunkel. I mean, a Dunkel's another big favorite of mine. That's easily top 5 of my styles. And I mean,
You don't see them.
no.
Why? Why? Even if you just want to take one beer off your menu, play with something different. I mean,
malty brown, Irish. Even at this time of year.
oh God, yeah.
Yeah, we wanted to have a red on. So actually,
Mountains.
And when we opened, we did the Irish Red, and then we split the batch and did some with pumpkin, which he thought of.
That was awesome.
It was like,
Different.
holy crap, I've never heard of that. Like, and it was awesome. Like that different backbone and paired with the pumpkin was great. Yeah, so it's just, I mean, we're also going to do our IPAs. So we're going to do our lagers. We're going to do our middle of the ground.
But by the way, I tried the double IPA, which is like brand spanking new, right?
Yeah.
And like you said, that's my go-to, and that's like the first double IPA I've had in a long time. Where Citra isn't like the standout, because it's great for Costas, because Costas is not just, that's his kryptonite.
No.
For me, I can tolerate it, but I mean, after a while, Citra, it tastes like the same.
It's overpowering.
But yeah, it's very
It's the reason we call
it's very different.
It's definitely the Chico.
Yeah, no, that one, even the hops, it's significantly different. We did Calista, Solero, and Tango, all German kind of stone fruit hops, but they're not ones you see all.
It is.
But so in my mind, I always want to be unique. I always want to be different. Like we'll do our 37 wide is Citra Emerald Mosaic, but people like that. Obviously, it's drinkable. It's great.
For some.
So yeah. So it's just like I always want. I'm always looking to be out there. I always want to be something different and eat. So that's where a lot of these ideas come from. The banana porter stout. My sister-in-law has been living with us throughout the school year. Christian just started at URI, and it's closer to live at our house and our basement than to be in Alva. But she's been baking at the house. She made a chocolate banana bread one night. I was like, that's my next beer. I was like, cool. Like,
that was amazing. That was a good beer.
I now need 500 loaves. Go.
Yeah. And that was awesome. And like, so it was just little things like that. I'm like, I'm always paying attention to everything. Like, if you watch me when I'm talking to you, like at the bar, my head's always on swivel. Like, I'm always aware of my surroundings. I'm always listening. I'm always looking for that new thing, because I want to be different. I want to stand out. I want to, obviously things work, but I'm not afraid to take a chance too. I was like, I want to do this.
I'm going to challenge you.
Oh boy.
I'm going to challenge you right now. So my wife knows, God bless her, I love her. She knows my weakness. If there's one snack cake I'm going to eat for the rest of my life, it's a Little Debbie jelly roll.
Jelly roll.
I love it. Jelly roll.
I never care.
I don't know what it is. It's something like, it just brings me back to my childhood. I love those damn things. I know they're like so sacred sweet. It's not even funny. But if I've got it, if I'm grabbing a snack cake, it's going to be a jelly roll. The kids know in my house, don't touch dad's jelly rolls. Don't see,
I'm like sugaraholics. One of them.
They know.
Snowball.
No, Little Zip is okay, but Oreo is my outside.
I mean, oatmeal cream pie is my inside.
Oatmeal cream pie? Yeah, we got those. They have like
Christmas cakes.
oatmeal cream pie. That would definitely be.
Yeah, that's
definitely sure. I mean, that's something crazy.
Yeah, no, jelly roll would be great.
Jelly roll. I'm challenging you. It's
that's another thing. It's like if someone comes out with a super great beer that works, I don't want to. So like Vigilance peanut butter and jelly, beautiful. I mean, there's your jelly.
Well, listen, you know what they say though.
Well, this is that pina colada sour.
Strawberry jelly. Oh, that peanut. Oh,
A tropical lens.
I mean the seltzer.
No, well, it's like Vigilance coconut Hefeweizen.
Yeah,
they make. Oh my God, I could drink that by the gallon. So we're getting close to time. We don't want to take up too much more of your time. I mean, we're going to say that bullshit later anyway. So. But I think it's time that we figure out who this week's top cock is.
This month.
This episode.
It's okay. This episode's top cock.
You know what it is? I'm like on last call time. So, but that's the excuse I'm going to go with.
2 and 3.
So,
5 minutes.
Yeah.
Kyle is going to reveal the decoder ring,
Right.
and let us know
The little innings.
which is yes. Carefully, you don't shoot your eye out. So, what the hell, man? We can't give you anything.
You shot at me.
This is why we can't have nice things, folks. This is why. Okay, so next week, if you see the quality, and next week, I said it again. Next month, if you see the video quality is severely degraded, it's because Buddy probably broke the camera.
And he has an
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. So, Which way do we want to go? Want to start here?
Start here? Yeah, the one. Yeah, the first hand.
Did you guys all have it the same?
Yeah.
It was the, I'm assuming it was the Hells. It was the first one?
So number one was the Hellas. Yep.
State.
The lightest one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had
The darkest one.
No, it's so I was talking with the darkest one?
Darkest.
Okay, so darkest one was Hope.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
So the darkest one on there was the Hope West Coast IPA.
Remember I told you get one wrong, you get two wrong?
Yeah, buddy.
Okay, moving on.
All right, so the third one was Greenwich Gold.
Got that.
This it does too.
So the dark one.
Dark one was Hope West Coast IPA.
The next one was
Greenwich Gold.
The second one was
one was
good.
2.
No, the third one was Greenwich Gold. That's our dry hopped golden ale.
Yeah. Okay.
The second one was Have a Little Hope.
Second was Heaven.
Or the third one, sorry.
So number 3 was Hope.
Have a Little Hope
And the last one
was at One Hells of a Star.
Yeah, right. I only got one right.
wow.
Is one going to win it?
What'd you get? How much you got?
Well, I had Hells, which was the brand in which I was wrong, right?
Yep, me too.
So that's that. And then this one here I had was Have a Little Hope. 5-session IPA, right?
Mhm.
This one was West IPA, and then I finished. So 1, 2, 4. Or no, 1, 2, 3, 4. So what?
So how many did you get?
I didn't get any.
You didn't get any.
How many did you get it?
I got one.
I got one.
One. We're tied with one face.
What's the tiebreaker?
So we.
I hate this method.
What'd you say?
Do I pour another one?
Nah. Well, I mean, we'll take one.
What's the name of it?
So we settle this in the age-old samurai tradition of rock, paper, scissors.
Ah, okay.
Hey, beat your shit.
I like it.
Now I will be the judge. Ready?
Yeah.
1, 2.
Rock, paper, scissors. Oh.
Time is on.
Well,
So is it one game or best of three?
Best of
that's the 3.
2 and 3.
Ready?
Come on, man. Let's go.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Son of a bitch. Shoot. Hey!
No. That's one.
That's
for you.
one.
You got 2 more.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. No.
One here.
One.
Tiebreaker.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Shoot.
I thought for sure, folks, he was going scissors.
The cock is mine.
So many rules.
Thanks so much for your husband getting that back, huh? Ah! Yeah.
So if you keep your score, folks, it's
Another month of Buddy taking his cock out everywhere he goes.
closest to it. I'm failing at.
And you don't get the cock, and you don't get the cock.
I don't want the cock. Well, I do, but no,
Not like that, yeah.
no.
Be careful the words you choose.
Yes, I want the chicken trophies.
Yeah.
Had to buy the cock a beer.
Well, oh,
Well, you know what? I'm going to give up social media for the next month.
you may have to.
Yeah, I'm not have to.
Oh, you're going to face cock busters. Buddy and the cock goes everywhere.
It's gonna be nothing but Buddy and his cock everywhere, or social media.
You think it was bad for the last 2 months? Just wait.
Oh, because now,
Just wait.
I guess we're keeping it in the fan base. Thumbs up.
yes. Well, we want to thank you so much for your time, so much for these awesome, lovely beers.
Thank you very much.
And if you folks haven't got out
I
here yet,
what the hell they were.
you need to get out here. Okay, have a little hope. Come on down, drive a little, say hi. He's always by the bar. You can just
Buy one for Buddy. You know, whatever.
buy one for a bunch of us. I mean, hell, you have at it. So
For Kyle Toste. Toasty. For Kyle Toste. We're at Pat and Hard, plus the same rule. I'm Buddy there. This has been 3 Dudes Brews. Episode 9. Tune in, drink local. Cheers, guys.
cheers.
Cheers.